very much. Thank you. And thank you, Hector. I'm thrilled to be here with so many of our incredible leaders in the Latino business community. And you folks are good business people. I know that. I know that for a fact. I've had to compete against you for a long time. In fact, I said, I want to get out of that. I want to be president. It's easier. But I especially want to thank Chairman Hector Barreto for the invitation and for the many years of his leadership on behalf of America's small businesses. I also want to recognize Secretary Chow, who's joining us today. Elaine? Hi, Elaine. You're doing a fantastic job, by the way. Thank you very much, Elaine. Most of all, I want to thank all of you, the Latino business leaders, who are living proof that the American dream is back and stronger than ever. The Latino community embodies the pioneering spirit of America. We're a nation that loves adventure, and you love adventure, that celebrates risk-taking and that embraces faith and family as the true center of American life. As president, I am committed to unleashing the full potential of the Latino community by removing government burdens, by restoring safety and security to our neighborhoods, and by defending America's interests so that all of our citizens can prosper. America First is about unity. It's about coming together as one family, one big, beautiful American family, no matter our race or color or creed, to protect our jobs, our communities, and our country. We want all Americans to thrive and flourish together. Our program is working far beyond our wildest expectations. We've created nearly 3 million jobs since the election. Think of that, 3 million jobs. If I would have said that prior to the election, nobody would have believed it. All right? They would not have believed it. Today, we have more Hispanic Americans working than ever before in our history, setting records. New jobless claims have hit a 48-year low last week. And last year, the Hispanic unemployment rate reached the lowest level in history. Congratulations. And I'm proud to report Hispanic unemployment has now remained at or below 5% for the longest period of time ever recorded. You're doing very well. That's good. Consumer confidence is at an 18-year high. Business confidence is through the roof, with a record number of small business owners saying that now is a good time to expand. And by the way, we're going to keep your playing field level so that we don't have outside interests coming in and hurting our country, which they've been doing. They've been doing a lot of that over the last 25 years, and we're doing a lot of things to stop that. And you're seeing that actually already in the numbers. That's why these numbers have been so good, or great, I might add. Latino-owned businesses now make up more than 10% of all businesses in the United States, providing jobs for more than 2 million American workers. These businesses contributed nearly $500 billion to our economy last year alone. Latinos are also starting new businesses at 3 times the national average. That's pretty good, 3 times. The American economy is coming back bigger and better and stronger than ever before, and Latino businesses are helping to lead the way. You're paving the path. At the center of America's resurgence are the massive tax cuts I just signed into law. Now that is a lot of money in your pockets, no matter where you're coming from. Business or personal, it's a lot of money. It's the biggest tax cut and reform in American history. We got no Democrat votes, by the way, not one. Now they're all saying, maybe we should have voted. Do you notice they're having second thoughts? They're saying, we think we made a big mistake. We didn't get one vote. And at the heart of our plan itself is the tremendous relief for working families and small businesses. A typical family of four earning $75,000 a year will see an income tax cut of more than $2,000. That's not crumbs. Slashing their tax bill in half. We nearly doubled the standard deduction, meaning a married couple will not have to pay one dime of income tax on the first $24,000 that they earn. We doubled the child tax credit because the most important investment we can make is in our children. That was a big thing. When I signed the tax cuts just before Christmas, it was like jet fuel for the American economy. Within hours, companies began announcing thousands of new jobs and thousands of dollars each in bonuses to their workers. Over 4 million workers have already received tax cut bonuses, and the number continues to grow every single day. As a result of our business tax cuts and reforms, the typical family will see their annual household income eventually rise by an average of $4,000 a year. We have finally given American businesses a level playing field, and you'll see more of this in the coming weeks. We're bringing it back. Our jobs have been stolen from us. Our businesses have been taken. Our factories have been closed. It's all coming back. You saw 2 weeks ago, Chrysler announced they're leaving Mexico and they're coming back into Michigan. Going to open up a big plant. We have many plants opening. Many plants are opening. They're coming back. For a lot of reasons they're coming back, but one of them is the tax cuts. Another is the regulations. But now we're able again to compete with anyone in the world. Joining us today are two business leaders who are at the forefront of America's economic revival. Jeanette Prenger is the president of Echo Select, a technology staffing business in Kansas City, Missouri. Great place. A lot of people from Kansas City, I noticed. Seen a lot of people from Kansas City. A lot of friends there. Not only is her company's tax bill going down, her sales are going way up as other businesses hire and just really are working very hard. She's filling those jobs for those businesses, and they're really creating something very special. In fact, Jeanette says her business is experiencing the best quarter in the company's 22-year history. And that's great news for everybody. Congratulations to Jeanette. Where is Jeanette? Where is Jeanette? Hi, Jeanette. Pretty good, right? Big difference. Big difference. Yep. A lot of people are saying the same thing. Thank you very much, Jeanette. Adam Devone is also joining us. Adam is the founder of Benefits Exchange Alliance, an HR consulting firm headquartered in Orange County, California. As a result of tax reform, Adam was able to provide generous 5-figure bonuses to every one of his employees. They very much appreciated it. He's also hired 6 new workers, and he plans to hire as many as 15 more this year. Adam, wherever you are, in this really beautiful room, packed with people, Adam, thank you very much. Thank you, Adam. Great job. A big difference, Adam? Like day and night? That's great. Thank you, Adam. And thank you both for investing in your workers and investing in your country. Thank you very much. In addition to passing a historic tax cut, we're also slashing job-killing regulations. And I have friends, great business people. Many of them think that the regulation cutting is more important, frankly, than even these big tax cuts. According to a survey by the National Small Business Association, the average small business spends $83,000 to comply with regulations in just their first year of existence. Under the Trump administration, we are finally getting government off of your backs and out of your pocketbooks. That is why I'm proud to report we have cut more regulations than any administration in the history of our country. And we've only had 12, 13 months now to do it. So in a short period of time, we've cut more regulations than any administration, whether it's 4 or 8, or in one case, 16 years. Nobody's even close. And Elaine, while I'm looking at you, maybe you could cut some more because, you know, it would take 17, 20, 21 years to get a roadway built. We want to bring those numbers down to 2 years and even 1 year. And if it's not done properly and environmentally good, we're not going to approve it. But you're not going to have to wait 20 years to find out whether or not it's going to be approved. So I know, Elaine, you're working on it. In fact, I've just instructed my whole cabinet. We're going to go for that final 40%. And we need some regulation. But you had regulations on top of regulations. You had the same approval to get from 4 or 5 different agencies. And it was ridiculous. It was impossible to do business. One of the reasons we're doing so well now is because of the regulation cutting. So, Elaine, you'll go and start cutting some more as soon as you get back to the office, right? We want to get those roads down to 1 year instead of 2. And we will cut even more red tape if Congress acts on my infrastructure proposal. You know, we have an infrastructure proposal in front of Congress. The Democrats don't want to approve it because they don't want to give us a victory. They think we've had too many victories. We've had a lot of victories. We've had a lot. And we're trying to have a DACA victory for everybody, by the way, and the Democrats are nowhere to be found. They're nowhere to be found. It's really terrible. We're ready. You know the expression, ready, willing, and able. We're ready, willing, and able. They are nowhere to be found. But also infrastructure. Also the people in the administration. We have hundreds of people sitting out there, and they're obstructionists. They don't want to approve them. So then we get blamed for not having. It is just a terrible thing. Elaine, we have so many people, is that correct? So many people from other agencies. Your agency gets pretty good treatment, I think. But I will say that many of the agencies just have so many people out there, including diplomats from, as an example, Germany, major countries. We have diplomats. They wait online because the Democrats don't want to approve them because they want to obstruct. And that's not good. It's never been like this, ever. They've never held them this long. Republicans have never done this to this extent with the Democrats. And Schumer and the Democrats ought to get going because it's the wrong thing for our country. It's a very terrible thing. I've asked Congress to pass a bill that generates $1.5 trillion on infrastructure and cuts the permitting process from 10 years down to 2 years or even less. After years of rebuilding other countries, and we have built a lot of countries, it's time to start building our country again. But a wealthy nation must be a safe nation. Protecting the security of our country is my highest duty. It's the most important thing I can do. That is why my administration is committed to securing our border, dismantling dangerous gangs, and stopping the flow of deadly drugs that are just pouring across. It's never been a problem like over the last 3-4 years. And we're doing a job, and I will say the Border Patrol and the ICE and all of the different people that are working so hard, law enforcement generally, they're working so hard on the drug problem. It's never been a problem. Many countries are having this problem, but there's never been anything like it in the history of this world. And it's destroying people's lives, so many. And we're going to stop it. Every American child, regardless of where they live or what family they come from, should be able to grow up in a safe community. My administration submitted a balanced and responsible immigration reform plan to Congress. Our plan fully secures the border, provides a permanent solution to DACA, which we're really working on, and modernizes our immigration system by ending extended family migration and the lottery system so we can eventually have a merit-based system where people can come in and work for your companies, work for you, and do a phenomenal job, people that love our country and that want to love our country and our people. These reforms are supported by the vast majority of Latino voters. In fact, more than 8 in 10 Latino voters think immigration to our country should be based on skill, not just a relationship with people you don't even know. This is the mainstream view of all Americans, including Latinos. Yet the Senate Democrats filibustered our plan because they don't care about the immigration system or reform, and they don't want to solve the problem. They would rather use it to get elected. That's not working so well. But we remain committed to immigration reform that protects our country, strengthens our economy, and lifts our workers from poverty to prosperity. We want every American to know the dignity of work, the pride of a paycheck, and the satisfaction of a job well done. Because when our people are free to live their lives and to follow their hearts, there is nothing at all that we cannot achieve. What we are witnessing now is the rebirth of the American dream. Everybody in the world is talking about it. It looks a little nasty when you watch the news, or as I sometimes call it, the fake news. But everybody in the world is talking about what's happening in the United States. It's really incredible. Best numbers in so many different ways. Companies, unemployment, so many records we're setting. The whole world is talking about it. And each of you here today, along with millions of hardworking Latinos all across our nation, are making that dream into a reality. You're really making America great again. A lot of the people in this room are making America great again. You're unleashing the American spirit. You're bringing jobs to American communities. And you are fighting for the American way, because you know that America is a nation that thinks big, dreams even bigger, and always reaches for the stars. You're reaching for the stars. I know so many of you, you're reaching for the stars. You have been for a long time. And now you're getting there. Together, we will build great buildings, invent incredible new products, discover amazing new technologies, and blaze bold new trails in science and medicine and the arts. And we will do it all with American skill, American grit, and American pride. This is our time. This is our moment. Go get DACA. Go push those Democrats. I'm telling you, it's close. So this is a moment for DACA, for all of us. But this is a very special moment. A lot of tremendous things can happen here. Right now, so many tremendous things can happen if people want them to happen. This is how we are taking care of our people, taking care of our country. I just want to thank all of you for being here. Having known so many in the room and having respected all of you, I can say that I'm very proud of you, and I know you're very proud of our country. So thank you all very much. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
That was President Trump speaking in Washington, D.C., live at the Latino Coalition Summit, which is a group composed of Hispanic business leaders. And we had it for you live here. I am Steve Lookner. This is the post show. We're going to take your comments on the air. You couldn't see that on MSNBC or CNN. They weren't showing it. It's so funny. MSNBC and CNN, they talk about Trump nonstop 24 hours a day pretty much. They don't talk a lot about other news, which I think they should talk about. They obsess over Trump. And then when he's actually speaking live for 15 minutes, they don't show it. I checked. And the great thing is that if you turned it to CNN or MSNBC during that speech, they were talking about things that Trump was talking about in the speech. So like they were talking about Trump's immigration policy on CNN and MSNBC. But if you're going to talk about that and obsess over that, why not just show Trump speaking live about it for 15 minutes and then you can talk about it after? So they chose to, even though they obsess over him, they won't show him live. But we'll show you it live, and we want to hear your comments on it. So give me a shout on Twitter if you have comments on President Trump's speech today to the Latino Coalition Summit. Write to me at @Lookner on Twitter. We want to hear what you have to say, @Lookner on Twitter. And a big thank you to Damian Ruelas, our viewer. Damian made a couple donations to us during the speech, and we really appreciate that. We are a viewer-supported network. We've been covering President Trump's events since and other news, but we cover all of President Trump's events. We show you them all, and we've been covering them since not his events and his private events that there's no cameras at, but his public events. And we've been doing that since the campaign. We were the only one showing the campaign rallies, and we will be at the rally on Saturday evening from Pennsylvania, Moon Township, giving you coverage of President Trump's rally. But we rely on your support to do this coverage, to travel to the rally. So if you want to support Right Side Broadcasting, go to the bottom of the YouTube chat, click on the $ at the bottom of the YouTube chat. There's a little dollar symbol there. Or go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate. So thank you again, Damian Ruelas, for your donation. So President Trump, addressing his remarks, unsurprisingly, to the Latino community, since he was speaking to the Latino Coalition Summit, he talked about DACA a bunch. He said on DACA, the Democrats are nowhere to be found. It's terrible. At the end, he said, go get DACA. So he says he wants a solution, a permanent solution to DACA to be passed. He also talked about how he feels the economy is doing much better for Latinos since he's been in office. He said, today we have more Hispanic Americans working than ever before in our history, setting records. That's something President Trump said. He talked about the need for immigration and border protection. He talked about, he said there's never been a problem like over the last 3 or 4 years with drugs pouring across the border. So President Trump, speaking to Latinos today, speaking to Latinos who run businesses, and saying that he thinks his administration is helping Latinos, especially in the realm of creating businesses, creating more jobs. And he also said a couple big reasons that he thought Latinos were doing better in business was lower taxes and cutting regulations. So what did you think about President Trump's speech? Give me a shout on Twitter. Let me know your thoughts. We're going to read your comments on the air. Also, we will have live coverage of the White House press briefing at 2 p.m. today with a post show after. Let me see if anyone's written to me yet. Well, David said, David wrote to me and said if CNN and MSNBC showed President Trump speaking live, it would be counterproductive to them, gaslighting their viewers. Just fascinating to me that they spend really it's basically 24 hours a day just obsessing over Trump, and CNN and MSNBC couldn't be bothered to cover him live, even when he's speaking about things that they're literally talking about in their panels at the same time. If you really want to get your viewers the news about President Trump, if that's your mission, why would you not show what he's saying live and then comment on that if he's talking about the things you're talking about? If what you're trying to do is bring the news about President Trump to your viewers. I'm not defending them bringing the news about him 24 hours a day, because I think there's a lot else they should be covering and they don't, because they're obsessed with Trump. But if you're going to be obsessed with Trump, why would you not? He's speaking live, I think, once today publicly for 15 minutes. Why would you not show that? Ed Sharrow writes in, very presidential address, focused and positive message. I will agree with you, Ed. He was quite focused today. He really did he was speaking to a Latino audience of Latino business owners, and he really focused on issues that affected, he thinks, the Latino community. DACA, immigration. When he was speaking about business, he was addressing how he thought the Trump economic policies were helping Latinos. So it was focused today, definitely. We are taking your comments on the air. What did you think about President Trump's speech, about the issues he talked about? Write to me on Twitter, @Lookner on Twitter. You can follow me there, too, if you'd like. I cover breaking news all the time. Also, big thanks to Jacob Seals for producing today. He does the Right Side music. You'll hear that coverage during the rally this weekend on Saturday. You can follow Jake at JacobRSBN Music. And thanks, as usual, to our great moderators moderating the chat room, Jan, Barbara, Burley, Real, Frank, and Lynn Jean, and Common Sense, and Roger Vega, and Common Sense in Gleno on the website. By the way, I had it open here. Hang on one second. I don't know what happened, why I closed this page. Hang on, I'm opening it up here. I had something I wanted to show you. So, something I think that President Trump, that is going to be talked about a lot today, and that we're going to see talked about in the press briefing, asked about, and also has obviously to do with the Latino community, is the Trump administration lawsuit against California's sanctuary laws. So if you're looking for it, there's a nice article on Vox today explaining what the lawsuit's about, and it's a lawsuit against California for putting in 3 different laws that the Justice Department claims are actually unconstitutional. So one of them is they're suing over the California Values Act, the sanctuary law. The Trump administration is suing to allow local law enforcement officials in California to do 2 things that this law, SB 54, now prevents them from doing. So the law prevents the law prevents local law enforcement from telling federal agents when an immigrant will be released from jail or prison, or give federal agents other non-public personal information other than the immigrant's immigration status. Also, that law, SB 54, prevents local law enforcement officials from transferring immigrants directly into federal custody from local jails without a warrant for a judge for their arrest. And then the Trump administration is also suing. The DOJ is suing to strike down a law that AB 103, the detention review law, and this law requires the California Attorney General to review any facility where immigrants are being detained by federal agents while waiting for an immigration court date or their deportation. The lawsuit argues that where immigrants are detained is a law enforcement decision and California is improperly interfering with it. And finally, the Justice Department is saying AB 450, California law AB 450 is unconstitutional, the workplace raid law. And the Justice Department is suing to allow employers to cooperate with federal agents during workplace raids or audits. So the current law prevents employers from letting ICE agents access non-public areas of the workplace during raids, and it also prevents employers from giving ICE agents access to employee records without a judicial warrant. And it's also suing to stop employers from being forced to notify their employees within 72 hours of getting a notice of inspection of I-9 files from ICE, and notify them again within 72 hours of getting the results if the employee has been flagged and the system is working illegally. So anyways, if you want to read about, this was a nice article in the sense of it gave specific details about the California laws that the Department of Justice has filed a lawsuit against. So you can read the details in this Vox article. So I thought I would show that to you in case you wanted more information about that. Dingle writes in, the mainstream media learned that giving Trump free coverage didn't work out so well in 2016 last go-around. They covered him hard when they thought Hillary was in the bag. Basically, today they give him no platform purposely. So we have been talking about. It's NBC posted a little clip of President Trump talking from the speech about. We just saw this, but talking about how the Democrats are nowhere to be found. Here's this, just in case you didn't see it.
We're trying to have a DACA victory for everybody. And we're trying to have a DACA victory for everybody, by the way, and the Democrats are nowhere to be found. They're nowhere to be found. It's really terrible. We're ready. You know the expression.
So that was President Trump saying he thinks the Democrats are nowhere to be found on DACA. So if you have comments, I'm going to make a last call for comments here. Write to me on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner. Again, we will be covering the White House press briefing at 2 p.m. today live, and we'll have a post show after that. Also, Saturday, tune in for our coverage of President Trump's rally in Moon Township, Pennsylvania. It's in Metro Pittsburgh. He is going there to campaign for Rick Saccone, who is the Republican running against Connor Lamb for the open 18th Congressional District House seat there. It is a close race. So we will also have coverage of the election results for that race next Tuesday night. But we're going to be covering the rally live on Saturday. The rally starts at 7, but we will be there several hours before doing interviews outside the rally as we normally do. So mark that on your calendar if you're interested. We hope you join us for the rally coverage on Saturday. Uncle Hotep writes in, the mainstream media is trying to keep President Trump's speeches in the dark for the most part. It didn't work out last time. All right, well, we've gotten to all your comments, so I think I'm going to wrap up this stream for right now, and then we will be back at 2 p.m. to cover the White House press briefing. So hope you all join us in another hour and 24 minutes. Also, we will, if there's breaking news today, of course, we will come on the air and cover it. So be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. Click the notifications bell when you subscribe. Follow us on Facebook, Right Side Broadcasting, on Twitter at RSB Network, and now on Periscope. We do a lot of our broadcasts on Periscope now, at RSBN TV on Periscope. You can follow me for breaking news on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner. Jacob Seals, producing today. Great job. You can follow him at JacobRSBN Music. And again, we appreciate our monitors. Jan, Roger Vega, Barbara Braley, Real Frank, Lynn Jean, Common Sense and Gleno. We appreciate all of your help moderating our chat rooms. All right, so we're going to wrap this up here now. Hang on one second. Tia Marie says bye. Bye, Tia Marie. We will see you soon. See you, Marie Demastes. Oh, another comment I want to read from David Maga. David Maga says, he's talking about CNN and MSNBC, they don't want Trump to say anything that would blow up one of their many hoaxes they've been perpetrating on viewers. Sad. Thank you, DM. Thank you, Light Switch. Thank you, Marissa. Thank you, Lynn Jean, Roger Vega, Barbara, Roger. P-Cell, thank you. Jan, thank you. Thank you, Sheared Wheel. Thank you, Susan Reynolds. Thank you, Marie. All right. Thanks for joining us for this coverage of President Trump's speech to the Latino Coalition Summit. We'll see you in a short while at 2 p.m. Eastern for the White House press briefing. Until then, I am Steve Lookner for Jake Seals and everyone else here at Our Right Side Broadcasting. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon here at RSBN.